6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Are you ready?
It's Dre and Nicole. Well, are you ready?
Yo, Doc, where you at?
So get ready. Let's go.
Star Killer, yeah.
Hey, 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 how you doing? Had to do it, family. It's your girl, Dre and Nicole, and I'm back. I'm back. You know why I'm back? Because I had to do it. I just had to do it. And I'm so happy to be back. You know, as you know, guys, I've been talking about it because, you know, I'm always telling my business or whatever, but I had to have a surgery. Um, and so that surgery was last Friday, which is why there was no show last Friday. And as you see, everything went well. I'm back home. I'm doing well. Shout out to everybody who reached out to me to see how I was doing. It you being in a new place where I don't know a whole lot of people. The fact that people thought enough to check in on me and check in with me, and they think enough of me to do that. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. The phone calls, you know, if you came to the hospital, you came and saw me at home. I really do appreciate the outpouring of love. Um, Shout out to my peoples. Uh, and I know people think that this is probably like weird, but shout out to my ex-husband and his new wife. They were at the hospital while I was having the surgery. They was actually about to toss up the hospital, wondering they thought that I was in surgery for a long time because they thought that I went in on time. So when they got to the hospital, they like, why she's still in surgery? They ready to turn up the place trying to figure out why I was in surgery for so long. But it was actually that I went into surgery late. So I didn't go in at scheduled time that they thought. They thought that I went in at 10:30 in the morning, and I really didn't get in there until like 1. So when they showed up at the hospital at 2, thinking I'm supposed to be done, over with, you know what I'm saying? Like they're supposed to be able to see me at this point. They was ready to flip out. And so shout out to them. Thank you guys for coming and, you know, being a voice for me, and yeah, and you know, and making sure our guy, little Kev, y'all know my little man, making sure that he was good or whatever, because he was with me the whole week before and hung out with me all week, helped me to prepare, and so they had to come and get him so that he could go to school. Speaking of him going to school, at the end of this month, my baby is graduating high school. Oh my goodness. He's graduating high school. He's going to be 18 in August. Like, where does the time go? I have no idea. I have no idea where the time goes. This is my last child is graduating high school and is pretty much about to be a grown man. Like, I don't know how we got here. I'm still 25. So I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we got here. But anyway, so needless to say, I'm gonna be down and out on a couple of things, on a few things for like the next few weeks. So I don't have any upcoming events right now, except for personal life events like little Kev's graduation. Oh, the Yo ATL Rap Awards. Now, of course, I wasn't able to go because it was last Saturday. It was the day after my surgery. I wasn't able to go. And I didn't get word of winning anything. So I don't know. I don't know. Nobody said anything to me, so maybe we didn't get anything this year. Oh, a teeny, a teeny. It is what it is. It is what it is. What can I do? Maybe I didn't get anything this year, but it looked like it was a great event. I saw a video, I saw pictures or whatever. It looked like they had a good time, and we just gonna try again for next year. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. That's the post. We're just gonna try again for next year. Um, let's see. Anything else? No, I think that's it. We about to have a great, great show. Um, tonight's guest is like a all around jack of all performing type trades. Um, I'm just gonna read off the bio, and then we're gonna bring her on. So tonight's guest is Miss Sylvia Hayes. Miss Sylvia Hayes is an actress, a singer, a storyteller, a writer, director, producer. Her performance credits is being the principal in plays like A Christmas Stranger, It's My Dark Skin, Can I Take It Off? A play called Birth of Destiny, a play called Kuroku, and The Diaspora Experience. She's also been extras in movies like Remember the Titans, Drumline, Don't Look Back, Sunday Morning Rapture, The Gospel, Selma, Come Sunday, Greenleaf, Front Runner, The Quad, Night School, Full Count, The Hate You Give, Respect, Memories, and Star. And she was an actress and co-producer of The Cotillion. Her other credits is producer and director at People TV, special guests and crew members, runs control board, TD and camera operator, set designer, and co-host of a talk show. And in stage plays, she's been stagehand and prop master, director of the Church Ladies Cooking Show, a stagehand with Live Nation, and Local 927. So what part of this acting world has she not done? I don't know, but y'all help me welcome Miss Sylvia Hayes.
Hi.
Hey,
Seems like a lot, don't it?
like, is it the same for you? I know when people who read off my bio, I'll be like, oh, that sounds like I did all that. I almost get impressed with myself. Because
Yeah,
if somebody else, it'd be impressive, but I'll be like, it's just what I do.
yeah,
So does
exactly.
it impress you when you hear somebody read off what you do?
Does it impress me?
Yeah, like, does it make you feel like, oh, you want to stick out your chest a little bit?
Well, gee whiz. It made me think, I'm going, did I actually do all of that? Well, I did all of that, but it's like, wow, that's a lot. Yeah, putting it on paper, because I write it down as I do it, no problem. But just for it to be fed back to me, that's a
Mhm.
different story.
Right. Well, welcome to Had to Do It. I'm so glad that you're here. Yeah, and we just gonna get into it because a lot of questions came up in my head while I was reading off everything that you've done. Like, okay, the first thing that came to my head, especially when I was reading the movies that you was an extra in,
Mm-hmm.
Was there a time that you met like a famous actor or actress that like kind of made you geek out a little bit? And did you actually geek out or did you keep it inside?
No, I learned early on they were just people just like I am. Because when I did Don't Look Back about Satchel Paige, the black baseball player, I met Clifton Davis. And when I talked to him on the phone first, and when he talked to me like I was a child, that did it for me right there. It's like I'm a grown woman and he talking to me like I'm a child. So, and from then on, being as I'm in the field myself, it's just a job. So it didn't, but I can say this, Alicia Keys, when I did her show last year, I believe it was, I got to handle her piano. Now, being as I like Alicia Keys, that was a good thing. I felt good. I took a picture by her piano and all that kind of stuff. But
Right.
everybody else, it's just a job. Yeah.
Right. Right. Is there an actor or actress that would make you geek out that you just haven't met yet, but like one of those people that just get you in your feels, like if you was to see them in real life?
Um, I can't think of anybody right now. Of course, there are always going to be questions I want to ask, but just to geek out, no.
I think for me, I think I would geek out over Angela Bassett.
Really?
I think she would bring it out of me. And then I would want to tell her so many different things because we share the same birthday
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. I would just want to be like, you're my birthday twin and I love you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I met Fantasia one time. I'm going, I know who you are. And she's there. I'm going, okay. Keep my mouth shut. Didn't want to cause attention.
Right. Oh
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, that's somebody else I would like to meet. I know
Yeah.
that since moving to Atlanta, I've met a lot of people that's like on my musical playlist.
Mm.
And I just make it a point. They probably don't care, but it means something to me. I make it a point to tell them like how a specific song affected me. A specific song of theirs, how it affected me or how it plays in my life. Because I really think that music is the playlist to our lives.
Yeah. Now, if I was to meet Al Green, I'd probably be telling him that too. Yeah, because he did some numbers on me with his songs.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So, out of all the things that you did, what was your favorite project and why?
My favorite project? Oh, gee whiz. I don't know. I liked, there were several things I liked. Kirikou. I
Mm-hmm.
like Kirikou. Because it was actually taken from an animated African play
Mm-hmm.
story.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I like doing that. Just because it was set in the African times and we got to dance, do the African dances and all of that kind of stuff in that play. So I like that because I love African dance. I can't think of anything else I would really, because I like everything. I'm easy to please.
Okay. So, what do you prefer? Do you prefer movies or stage?
Ah, do I prefer movies or stage? Well, movies take a long time.
Mhm.
Probably stage, probably.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I like movies too. You know, that's a hard question. I like both of them because each one of them have their own little thing, you know? So I like both. Because with movies, you get a chance to fix it if you mess up. But stage, if you mess up, that's it. Everybody knows. Where if they know your part, backhand people know anyway.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, with the movies, you do get a chance to mess up and do it over. Stop. Let's do it again. But
Right.
because I've seen a time when I did a play and I was supposed to scream water, water, and I was yelling fire. I'm going, whoops. I'm going, and I was supposed to yell water, water. It just automatically came out. So I couldn't fix that.
Right. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. I've done both, and yeah, with the plays, it's almost like you gotta try to, when you mess up, you gotta try to figure out how to bring it back
Mhm.
to what it's supposed to be, and it still makes sense.
Yeah, and if you miss your line, you mess up the next person because they depended
Yeah.
on you.
Right. They depending on those cue words. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely. Definitely. Oh, but that's funny. Like you went complete opposite. You're supposed to say water. You said
yeah,
but it happens. It happens because it's always you yelling fire. You know,
yeah.
it's always fire. Who yells water?
Nobody. Only on Kirikou do they yell water.
Right. Right. That's funny. That's funny. So it says here that you was also a TV show host.
Yes. And People TV, I've been there for what, 20 years? Yeah, directing, hosting, everything. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and the last few years of the show, I was hosting.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How did you like that?
I loved it because, I'm part of the national campaign for Victory Over Violence. So I got a chance to bring in a lot of people to talk about different things, so it was good. The name of the show was Good News at Prime Time.
Mm,
So we did good news as opposed to bad news.
mm,
And I loved it. I loved it. We did fashion shows. We talk about domestic abuse. We even had a show called Gangster Pastors. Yeah. Whereas the pastors, they were bad beforehand and
mhm,
before they turned pastors. And then coming on after that. And then we had one about pastors' wives.
mm,
And talking about how hard it is to be a pastor's wife,
mm.
and the challenges they go through. So people think it's easy. It's not.
I
So,
was actually a principal in a play about that exact subject.
oh, really?
I played the pastor's wife.
Ah,
I played the pastor's wife, and I was struggling with sharing him with the church,
yeah.
with the women throwing themselves at the pastor.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the basis of the play. Yeah. And then it's funny you said like gangster pastors, because my bishop in New York, he did a whole stint in Sing Sing before becoming a pastor.
Mm.
And I would tell him all the time he's a thug for Jesus, and I love it.
Yeah. So he knows the rope and he can help set somebody free.
Right, right. Because sometimes you need somebody to talk to you on your level.
Yeah.
Some pastors, they talk over people's heads, and people are not relating. You know, So that's what I appreciated about him, that he seemed real and approachable,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. Even to this day, I don't live there anymore. He actually stopped being a pastor of my church before I moved, but I could still reach out to him for anything.
Mm.
Very approachable, very personable, and he's gonna give you the real. He's gonna tell you, you do this this is a possibility. You ready to handle that? Like he talks to you in layman's terms, I guess
Right.
you could say. Some people are so heavenly bound that they're no earthly good.
Yeah. I understand that. And sometimes, man, they be pushing that stuff on you and make you rebel too.
Right, right. It's just like that daughter that's dating the guy that you don't like. And the more you tell her not to date him, she gonna keep dating him.
Mm-hmm.
I was that daughter.
Oh, really?
Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. But anyway, so being that you've held so many different roles, what type of role do you like the most, in front of the camera, or like the producer, director, writer, behind the camera stuff? Like, which one appeals to you the most?
Eee. That's another hard one. I like them all, to be honest. But I get joy out of directing, and putting my thoughts into the character, So I enjoy that, and teaching and coaching the actors. I enjoy that. Yeah, but then too, I like being in front of the camera too.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But I enjoy directing and writing, because the writing I do is more like Black history. So I love teaching Black history through drama. So
Mhm.
that's what I do. When I'm teaching, getting that history out there, that's my passion right there. So I love doing that. And I don't necessarily have to act it out. I can let somebody else do it.
Right,
This is my dream, fulfill it.
right. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So, and it kind of plays into the storytelling too, because I see you also a storyteller.
Yeah,
It kind of plays into the storytelling too. It's either you just speaking the story, or you helping people act out the story, but you're still telling the story.
yeah, yeah, it is. And actors, sometimes I tell them, you don't have to read this verbatim. Know what you're talking about and just feel it. Yeah, that's all you have to do, is just tell it in your own way.
Right, right. And
So
that's what I like about acting. Like, is you like you said, it don't have to be verbatim, but it has to be within the same field. It has to be within the same vein. It don't
right.
have to be the same exact words, but it has to flow I'm good for changing people's words, but I'm keep it in the same field though.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm gonna make it more me. I'm gonna make it so it makes sense in my mind. It'll be easier for me to remember that way.
yeah. It will be. I've seen times when I change stuff, and that's because I forget what try, trying to remember. But I got to put something out there. Yeah.
Right.
So I change it a little bit.
So do you have any projects that you're working on now?
uh, well, I just finished doing a film for a film festival. It's called What If, and that's about Black people. What if there were no Black people? You
Oh,
know, So I just finished that one last week. That's all we got for right now. There's a play that we've just done. It's called Only at a Funeral. and we're trying to take it to different churches and stuff like that. We did it about 2 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a success. It was really good. So we wanted to just take it to various places and do it. It's a ghetto funeral, and it is really funny. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, because I was about to ask, like what is happening at this funeral?
Yeah, ghetto funeral. Yeah.
I hate to say it,
Mhm.
but I've been
Some
to.
of the stuff you see, well, I haven't seen it at a funeral, but other people have, stuff that's going on. Every funeral I went to, it was decent, but people seen fights and getting in the casket and all that kind of stuff, so it's a ghetto funeral.
Yeah, I've definitely seen a fight at a funeral where they almost knocked over the casket.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I gotta go. I'm leaving. This is not my monkey, not my show. I gotta
Yeah,
go.
yeah, but we didn't go that far with it, but it was ghetto. And a
And
lot of stuff that'll make you laugh.
right. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like fun. Hopefully I could come to it if you guys do it again, like locally. Hopefully I could come and see it. It sounds like it's a lot of fun.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, we plan to. Haven't got any other dates yet, but we plan to do some more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Definitely will keep
And
you up with it.
yeah, definitely. And the movie that you just finished, like, what's kind of like the storyline to that one a little bit?
Well, is kid come in because you've heard on television they made this boy cut his hair off in order for him to wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I started out with. Him
Mhm.
saying the coach told him he got to cut his hair off in order for him to wrestle in the next match. And so he was staying with his grandmother, and grandmother said, "You don't have to cut your hair off." And then the father came in, and both of them were just telling him what it was, how proud he should be, because he was wondering what it would be like if there was no black people, if everybody were being treated the same, because he was being marked. They want him to cut his hair off, and his friend was being marked because she had big lips and dark skin. And it was depressing for him. He wanted to know, what if there were no black people? What would it be treated like then? So
Mm.
so we went into the education telling him, about what it's like if there were no black people, because black people really did a lot for this country, a lot. So I'm educating. So he was being educated by his mom and his dad, on
Mhm.
being proud of being black.
Right. Oh wow. And that's big.
Yeah.
Big. Yes. That is so big. It's like I think there was a commercial that kind of like was asking the same thing, like or like, could we live without black inventions, and like things was just disappearing, like people was driving on the street and the stoplight disappeared. And I think it was a commercial, because that's what the title made me think of, where all the black inventions just started disappearing and the world was in chaos.
Hmm. And the world would be in chaos if there were no black people. The majority of the stuff, black people did it. A lot of it. But yet
Absolutely.
still they're poor, and being looked down on.
Right.
And we're some of the gentle people, yet and still they portray us as being bad and rough and tough. And
Right.
we're so forgiving, but I don't know.
Right. Because all we ever wanted was to be accepted.
Exactly.
That's it. That's it.
Exactly.
That's all we ever asked for.
is to be accepted and let us live and do our own thing. And like they put us off in these little desert areas and we strive. They don't like that and they burn it down, because we're doing too much. We have our own banks and own doctors and all that kind of stuff. And they don't like that. They burn it down because we can't be successful, so.
Right. You get punished for being successful. You get talked about and put down for living off the system. It's like, what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want?
And
You put us in this position where, some of us have to live off the system. And now we're not worth nothing. But when we try to do something, you break that down too. What are we supposed to do?
And if we invent something, you take that.
You take that.
Yeah, because I have an invention and they took it, making money off of it. I cried like a baby when I saw it. I cried like a baby and nothing I could do about it because I even got a lawyer and he came back telling me to stop making the product. It was my product telling me to stop making it.
No.
Yeah, I did everything I could to protect myself, but it didn't work. They stole it and making money off of it. So they do it. They do it
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your family from? I have to ask because my grandmama's maiden name is Hayes.
Mississippi.
Oh, they from North Carolina.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna ask my Aunt Cookie because my grandma passed, but my Aunt Cookie, she's the oldest. She's her oldest daughter. I'm gonna ask Aunt Cookie.
Okay.
Cause yeah, my grandma's maiden name was Hayes. So every time I meet a Hayes, I gotta ask them where they. Gotta ask them where.
I know, right?
We might be kin somewhere.
Yeah, there's another guy from Meridian. His last name is Hayes too, and I've been trying to figure out if we're related. He's Meridian, Mississippi. So ain't no telling, because even though the roots is in Mississippi, they all over the place. But I don't know if any in North Carolina though, or South Carolina. I don't know in the Carolinas. It might be. You never can tell though.
Right. I know my memory goes back as far as North Carolina. That's why I want to ask my Aunt Cookie, see if she know anything about before that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if my great grandparents originated in North Carolina, because they was long gone by the time I was born. They was gone before my mom was even born. I'm not sure if they have any roots outside of North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I got
Marie Hayes.
Marie Hayes. Never heard of that one.
No.
I have to do some research on that one too.
Because I meet people in the darndest places. I went to a women's conference one time, right? And I don't know a lot of people on my dad's side. Like me and my dad's relationship is a little rocky, but most of me growing up, he wasn't around. So I don't know a lot of his side. And I go to this women's conference. My dad's last name is Cleveland. My mom's first name is Andrea. So the speaker at the conference, her name was Andrea Cleveland. So I was like, if my mom and dad ever got married, that would have been my mama's name. So I said that to her after she spoke, and we, eating and everything and walking around and networking. I was like, your name is what my mom's name would have been if my parents ever got married. And so she was like, so your dad's last name is Cleveland? And I was like, yeah. She was like, well, I don't come across a lot of Clevelands. What's your dad's full name? So I tell her, I'm like, it's Robbie Cleveland. So she calls her father. Come to find out, we were cousins.
Really?
Her father
Mm.
and my dad are cousins, are first cousins.
Ah. Oh, okay.
hmm So now I just make it a point to ask people.
Yeah,
I
I
don't say
know.
I'm one
Look,
cousin. I'm gonna just make it a point to ask people.
I had formed an organization called the Mississippians in Georgia, for all the Mississippians in the metro Atlanta area. And I
Mm.
was talking to this guy on the phone one time, and he asked me where was I from. I said from McGee, and he said I have some family in McGee. And then he proceeded to tell me that he do a family reunion every year, and he said and we be trying to have more people there than the Pains. I'm going, you lying? That's my family reunion. I said, no, that's my family reunion. I'm going, you lying? That's my family reunion. Didn't even know the guy, but we got the same family.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
See how
Mhm.
it worked? And especially my grandmother's brother, Uncle Thomas, has 30 something kids.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was Johnny Appleseed. So I'm always thinking, when I see the Hayes last name, I'll be like, because you never know. He has so many kids. Uncle Thomas has so many kids. They could be anywhere.
Yeah.
They could be anywhere. Because I know I ain't meet all of them. I know I haven't met all of them. I don't even think I made it up to 20 yet.
Mm.
So
Okay.
it is quite possible. Uncle Thomas tried to make up for my Uncle RB who had no kids. Try to have enough for the both of them.
Uh-huh. Okay.
He tried to have enough for everybody. But yeah.
36. That was enough for everybody. And their cousins.
Okay. Okay, because for a while it was like every time we had a family reunion, a new kid of Uncle Thomas's was found.
Really?
Yeah, so it was like new people was popping up all the time, but we haven't had a family reunion in years.
So how many different women?
I don't even know how many different women it is.
Okay.
I don't even know.
Because I was just
I
hoping one
know
woman
of,
didn't do all of that.
no. I know of 3 women that I've actually met, but outside those 3, I don't know how many others it is. But I know those 3 didn't give birth to all those kids because then I probably would have met them.
Yeah.
I would have met them all. It goes beyond those 3 women for sure.
Mm.
For sure.
Okay.
But my grandma, she was one of 13 kids. So it's like, it's just a lot of hazes around.
Yeah, my grandmother too. I think it was about 13 of them. Yeah, and then her daughter had 13, 12 or 13. Aunt Irma had about 12 or 13 kids as well.
Mm. Yeah.
They have a lot of them.
I can't do it. I stopped at 2. I'm good.
Yeah, so did I. A boy and a girl.
I got all boys, but I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So as far as genres of movie, like what's your favorite movie drama? Like genre.
I like comedy. Yeah, that's my thing. I love comedy. Anything that makes me laugh and that's funny, entertaining, I like it. I do not like horror movies.
Mm.
I do not. They bother me. Yeah.
Right. Like that movie Sinners that just came out.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I'm gonna go see it. I don't think I'm gonna see it.
Mm.
The stuff that I've been hearing, I'm like, you know what? I'm good. Because like really what you listen to and what you watch, I really believe feeds the soul.
Yeah.
So I'm not willing to just watch anything. And the stuff that I've been hearing, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. You can have all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I learned early on not to be watching scary stuff. Look, because I was a theater major, right? So like I would have to walk across campus at night, and only thing that would come to my mind was what if a monster come and get me, pull up from behind the building. Because I used to watch Night Stalker, and
Mhm.
the Twilight Zone.
Oh,
Th- those were the shows I used to love them, but it's got in my head, you know. So it's like And then when I was pregnant with my daughter, I was watching a movie called Dr. Butcher. I
oh,
screamed so much I had to leave out of theater to rest my stomach. From then on, I could not watch any more movies like that.
oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was like rough. And I was
Right.
big and pregnant too.
Right? Oh,
Yeah.
oh
So
God. When you mentioned the Twilight Zone, I remember when I was little and the music would come on and I go running in my bed and throw the covers over my head. Just from hearing the theme song, like,
really?
yes, it used to scare the bejesus out of me. And then that one with the puppet, the man who used to put on the show with the puppet, and the puppet had like a suit and a top hat and a moniker.
Uh-huh.
I had the same puppet. I don't know what made my mama buy me this puppet, but I had the same puppet, but I had never seen the show.
Uh-huh.
When I saw that episode, I threw the puppet in the incinerator. We lived in an apartment building. That puppet went in the incinerator.
Really?
It freaked me. I was like, that's in the closet. It was the same puppet. And I had it in the closet. I was like, oh no. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I tell you something else that affected me from the movies. I think it was a Twilight Zone. This man went in the bathroom and there was a spider in the sink. He cut the water on, washed the spider down the sink. A couple of hours later, when he came back, that spider came out. It was real big and it killed him. So, like, one time I saw a bug. I smashed it. When I picked my foot up, it was gone. I had a hibby jibby fit. It was under my foot. It was stuck to my foot. I was screaming. It scared the daylights out of me. Just a thought from that movie. So, and I was grown, you know. So, I do not like scary movies.
Right. Right. But one thing scary movies has taught me that I took away from vampire movies was
Mhm.
that evil could only enter your home if invited. Because like a vampire cannot cross your threshold unless you invite them in.
Mm.
And that taught me watch who you allow in your house.
Yeah.
That's what I took away from that. That was the best lesson I've learned from watching a horror movie. Watch who you usher into your house.
Mm. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't learn that one, but I am conscious about who I let in my household.
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
When I think about some of the situations I've been in my life and with different people and different relationships, I'm like, you really got to be careful on who you allow in your house. You got
Yeah.
you got to treat people like vampires almost. You got to make sure.
I have a friend who's I was helping her out and we were in the bedroom and I sat on her bed and she said, "Don't sit on my bed." She would not let you sit on her bed. No woman sits on her bed.
Mm.
I forgot what was her reason, but it was something I never heard of. I'm going, okay, you know,
Right. I
I'll sit
never
on the
heard that
chair.
one.
Huh?
I said I never heard that one.
Yeah, but you don't let another woman sit on your bed. So, yeah, that was a new one on me, but I accepted it.
Right, right.
I
I
accepted
just
it.
don't like people sitting on my bed in their street clothes. But I've never heard of just because you a woman, don't sit on my bed.
Yeah, that was her thing. I'm going, okay.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, let's see. Have you ever heard the rumor, never buy a man shoes or he'll walk out on you? Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I think I have too. Yeah, I have. I have.
Mhm. Yep. I was always told that never buy a man shoes.
Mm,
They will walk out on you. I
yeah.
didn't listen,
As a
but I
matter of fact, somebody told me that recently. Don't buy me any shoes. Yeah, don't buy me any shoes.
mm,
Because I guess he didn't want to walk out on me.
right, right.
Yeah.
And like people be like, "Oh, it's superstitious, is this or that." I believe all these things is rooted in something. It might have got a little altered in translation, just like
Hmm.
you play the telephone game, and by the time it gets to the last person, the story done changed a little bit. But I believe it's rooted in something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started from somewhere. It's not just out of somebody's imagination. It's rooted in something.
Yeah. And sometimes it'd be coincidental, and then they make it fact.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but then the coincidental could have been fact.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Exactly. Like, I wonder if it's gonna sound stupid, but I wonder if, how they say you step on a crack, break your mother's back. Did that coincidentally happen to somebody? And then they made it,
yeah.
made it back. Like now they don't
That
want to step
one.
on no cracks no more.
Yeah. I've never heard of that one.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard that ever since I was little, and I really used to be scared to step on cracks in the street
Mm. Yeah.
because I thought I was gonna break my mama's back.
Yeah. Now I know about the splitting of the pole. Don't split the pole. Go around.
I don't even know what that is about. I don't even know why.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be bad luck, just like a black cat crossing your path. It's
Uh-huh.
supposed to be bad luck. I've never had bad luck to my knowledge. Black cat done crossed my path. I just look at him and keep going. I didn't let that thought enter in my mind.
Right, right.
You know,
Okay. They saying in the chat, never trust the man who doesn't cuss or drink. Really? I never heard that one.
well, there are a lot of guys who don't trust or don't cuss. Cause
Or drink.
I have a friend who doesn't cuss or drink. He might drink the what is it? This they call it Kool-Aid.
Like a wine cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, he might drink that, but that's it. I don't cuss and drink. So would they not trust me?
Right. Right.
So I don't know about that one. I to be honest, I'd rather be around a person who doesn't cuss and drink because back in the day it used to be offensive. I can deal with it now a little bit, but then I still say, can you do a word substitution? Because sometimes, because I'm a stagehand, right? So out there, those guys, they be using the F word big time and a couple of other words. It's like, man, can't y'all just do some word substitution? I don't want to hear that.
Right.
So I'm cool with the man who doesn't cuss and drink because it's offensive.
Right. Right. Like me, I cuss. I wholeheartedly I cuss, but I know how to turn it off. It's the people
Yeah,
who don't know how to turn it off that I'll be like, you don't have to do that all the time.
right. Yeah.
I know how to turn it off. It's just like you don't wear certain clothes to certain places. It's time for your play clothes, it's time for your church clothes, it's time for your work clothes. You know what I mean? There's a time where it's okay to cuss, and there's a time when it's not.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it is.
you should be able to adapt to that.
Now, I have a couple of words that come out of my mouth, but I call them my emotional words. You know? So that's what they are for me. They emotional.
Right.
And they automatically come out just like that, and people be shocked. Sylvia? I mean, they like shocked to hear this coming out of my mouth, but I'm going, this is my emotional word. It come out without me even thinking.
Right.
Yes.
My mom was like that. My mom
What?
said that if my mom got upset, the whole room would stop because nobody was used to seeing her upset. Like she was always happy, positive. You know, if she wasn't extremely happy, she was quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got my mom mad and she start fussing at you, even if she didn't curse while she was doing it, you would be in complete shock. Like people didn't know how to take it if she
Yeah.
fussed at you. So yeah, my mom was like that.
Yeah. I know. I've had the whole library one time because when I was in high school, we had the library or the study hall where everybody was in there, and I got upset one time and I said a couple of things. The whole place got quiet. Nobody said anything, you know. So they know when to be quiet.
Right. Because it's like if someone get somebody like you upset, then it's like, oh, this is a big deal. Like
Mhm.
something must have really happened. Sylvia
Yeah.
is cussing. Something happened.
Yeah. And it did. I was upset that day. I was upset.
Right. Well, is there anything? Do you know when your movie is gonna like officially be released?
No, I do not. They right now they are doing it's a contest. So they're judging it on the 12th or somewhere in a couple of weeks. They're going to have a virtual awards thing, and then I think the final thing they're going to be showing it in July. I'm not sure where.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, keep
Yeah.
us posted. We'll make an announcement on it.
Oh, okay.
What they're gonna do when they're gonna do the final thing, and yeah, and just let us know like when it gets to a point where people could see it, and we'll shout it out for you.
Oh,
So
okay.
you have a good turnout and stuff like that. And,
Okay. Well,
and
in the
so,
meantime, we
mhm.
want to talk about my book.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't get that in the email. Let's talk about your book.
Yeah, I am a proud author. My book is called Power Thoughts: Empowering for a Successful Life. I started writing this book years ago, to be honest. But when I got to the meat of it, during COVID, might as well say COVID made me write it. I finished it up during that time in 2020 is when I finished it up. It's called Power Thoughts, Empowering for a Successful Life. And I'm gearing it towards women because women go through a lot of stuff, and it's to empower the women and for the youth because youth, they don't know anything. They think they do. So it's empowering the youth to do better. Every senior that leave high school or college should have this book in their hand
Mm.
because it is so powerful. I used to be a bus driver, and I did the power thoughts on the bus every morning before I let the kids off the bus. It empowered them so much. They got better grades, higher self-esteem, no fighting on the bus. They were respectful and everything. It's a powerful book. And this book has literally saved people's lives.
Oh, wow.
Literally. Yeah.
So,
So
like, What's an example of some of the things that's in the book?
Well, the first thing I got in there is you control your destiny. You have the power to succeed. Let no one discourage you from reaching your mightiest dream. That's the first power thought in there. And then there are several, let me pull it out and read some. And like kids, they don't like when a person calls them a geek or a nerd. So I got on there, take pride when someone calls you a geek or a nerd. So what's happening is when they call you a geek or a nerd, they're telling you that you're smart. So you're smart, and I know you're smart. So that's actually what they're doing. So don't get offended when they call you a geek or nerd. Say, yeah, I'm a geek. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Take pride in it because they are acknowledging that you're smart. You know, and you know, stuff like that. And then there's another one, you don't have to put out someone's light to make yours shine. You know, because a lot of times people, they want to step on people or make somebody else look bad so they can look good. You don't have to do that. You know, so it's those kinds of things is what I have in the book.
I'm gonna get the book for my son. He's
Okay.
17.
Yep.
17, about to graduate high school in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna get the book for my son.
Best thing for him, because that's what I've been giving out for graduation presents. Yep.
I'm going to do that. Oh, wow. That's a great thing, because especially if there's like a young person who doesn't have anybody telling them these things, on a regular, to empower them. That is amazing.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then like never give up on your dreams, you know. And that was one I was telling people, never give up on your dream. You might have to stop and rest, but don't give up. You might have to ask for help, but don't give up. You might have to change directions, but don't give up. It might take you a long time, but don't give up. You know, never give up on your dreams. Yeah.
Wow, I like that. Because that's things like my mom used to say to me. But everybody don't have that mom to say it to them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And this stuff, like that stuff that I say to my kids, but I still want to get my son the book. It kind of proves that I'm right and somebody put it in the book.
Yeah.
I'm like, see, I told you, you can do anything that you want to do. Don't give up on your dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It is so empowering because I had a grandmother who read my book. She had low self-esteem. After she read the book, her self-esteem went up. She went back to school, and now she's in business for herself. You
Look at
know, just from reading this book. And then another grandmother, she got the book for her grandson. He was one of those bad kids. And she introduced the book to him. And one day, one of his friends came over and wanted to get him to go rob somebody. And he had gotten the book, so he didn't go. But the guy went and robbed somebody anyway. And a couple of days later, whoever the dude robbed, the guy came back looking for him because he was going to kill him. And later said, had her grandson been with him, the guy would have been trying to kill him too. You know? So save his life.
wow. Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. People don't understand like how words really, it really does have power.
Yeah, it does.
It really does have power.
Yeah. And this book plants the seeds and makes you think before you act.
Right.
Yeah.
Let everybody know where they could get the book from.
Well, you can Google the book, but then again, you can go to my website, AandKProductions.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
AandKProductions.com.
Yeah. You
All
can
right,
get the book from there.
everybody that's under the sound of my voice, y'all need to go to AandKProductions.com and get this book. Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna get mine. Y'all need to get yours.
Yeah. Power thoughts.
Power.
Empowering for a successful life.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you, Miss Sylvia Hayes, for coming on to Had to Do It and spending this time with us. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed talking with you. Much success to you with the movies and the book and the everything that you're doing.
Everything is
Right, everything that you're doing, because you're out here doing great things. You're empowering us as a people. You're empowering the youth, and I just love to hear it. I just love to hear it, and I'm so glad and grateful for people like you in this world. I really am.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, one of my goals is to save the world.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Let the people know where they could follow you on social media and find out, things that you up to or whatnot.
Okay, you can always find me on Facebook, Sylvia Hayes, the pretty one. There's a bunch of Sylvia Hayeses. So I'm the pretty one. I always have to put it because there are a bunch of Sylvia Hayeses. And also, I forgot now. Twitter. It's X now, huh?
Yeah, it's X now.
Yeah, you can find me on there too. Yeah, and again, the website is AandKProductions.com. A&K is my company, Alive and Kicking. That's my company, Alive and Kicking Productions, because I'm a senior citizen and I'm alive and kicking. So my company is Alive and Kicking Productions. So AandKProductions.com.
Period. You heard us. She's live and kicking. And we trying to put her in the grave. It's I'm just saying this one last thing and then I'm gonna let you go. It seems like once you throw a number out there, people hold you to like this certain standard of that number. And it's like, why do I have to be that? Because like I'm almost 50. And it's like, as soon as I tell people my age, they're like, oh, like you shouldn't dress like this or you should wear your hair like that. Who said? You never been 50 before. I've never been 50 before. This is how I feel at 50. What's the problem?
You saying that you're almost 50?
Yeah, I'll be 50 next year.
I'm old enough to be your mama.
Oh.
Yep. Believe it or not.
Wow.
I'm just that much of a senior citizen.
Wow. I didn't think it was that much older.
Yep.
Well, you know what they say, the good black don't crack.
No. Yeah, I know on my job, this lady asked me, she asked me how old I was, and I told her eyes bucked. She looked me up and down, and she said, "You got on makeup?" I'm going, "No."
Oh,
no, I don't have on makeup, but she couldn't believe it.
I know that's right. So when y'all go look for her on Facebook, it's Sylvia Hayes, the pretty one.
Yeah.
It's the pretty one. Y'all see what she looked like. It's the pretty one. Well, thanks again for coming on to the show. I really enjoyed having you. You are welcome back anytime. So if you're releasing something or whatever, just shoot me an email and we work it out and bring you back on, okay?
Okay, will do. Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. Anytime. And to my listeners, y'all know what it is. It's the end of the show. Thanks for hanging in there with me because we had to do it. And I'm going to be respectful, but y'all know I'm out.
Please go find another. I'm out. Motherfucker.